Hello, my name is Tomasz Janowski. I work for the United Nations, where I'm heading the newly established operating unit of the United Nations University that focuses on digital government, called UNU eGov. UNU eGov conducts digital government research and projects and works with many countries that develop digital government policies and programs. In my brief presentation, I will tell you about digital government evolution and how it leads to open government. In particular, I will present a particular model that posits that digital government evolution takes place spontaneously, but in certain well-delineated phases, show some evidence of digital government policy and research in support of this model, and explain the underlying reasons for digital government evolution. This will look at the pressures faced by governments and how governments respond to such pressures by innovating with digital technology. Finally, I will show how the evolution leads to open government and beyond. Since 1993, when the term digital government was first officially used in the National Performance Review by the then Vice President Al Gore, governments have been striving to put their digital government efforts at the service of a series of increasingly ambitious, high-value public goals, from increasing the quality and efficiency of internal government operations, delivering better public services using electronic and traditional channels, and facilitating administrative and institutional reform in government, to engaging citizens in government decision-making and policy-making processes, and most recently, supporting specific policy efforts in different sectors on the local and even community levels. Except the last goal, all previous goals led to the ever-expanding digital government application context, from technological environment in government to technology-enhanced government organization, to such digitally enhanced organization operating within and influencing the larger socio-economic environment. In response to the changing goals, digital government has evolved as well. The digitization stage, or technology in government, entails, for example, establishing online government portals to provide online information and services to citizens. The transformation stage, or electronic government, entails, for example, connecting government agencies so that citizens are not required to interact with individual government agencies, but with the government as a whole. The engagement stage, or electronic governance, entails, for example, the use of social media to engage citizens in government decision-making processes, thus legitimizing such decisions and adopting the channels that citizens frequently attend. Finally, the specialization stage, or policy-driven electronic governance, entails specific government efforts aimed at applying digital technology to develop education, health, economy, and other sectors, and to provide specific policy responses on the local and even community levels. The four stages can be characterized using three yes-no questions: whether digital government transforms government, whether transformation changes the relationships between government and citizens, and whether the transformation considers the local or sectoral context where it is being applied. All three questions are negative for the digitization stage, they are positive for the specialization stage, and they vary for the transformation and engagement stages. For the transformation stage, the question whether digital government transforms government is obviously positive, and the remaining two questions are negative. For the engagement stage, the question whether the transformation considers the local or sectoral context is negative, and the remaining questions are positive. While the three variables provide a logical characterization of the digital government evolution model, the question remains if this evolution is actually taking place. The digital government evolution model presented earlier is supported by digital government policies enacted by many governments around the world and by international benchmark initiatives that compare relative performance in digital government around the world. For example, many governments apply digital government to support different sectors. Here, depicted on the slide in three colors: economic sector in red, social sector in blue, and environmental sector in green. For example, Singapore promotes the economic sector through innovation centers and entrepreneurship. Republic of Korea promotes the same through public-private collaborative governance. The European Union promotes the social sector through public service delivery that responds to varying social needs. The United Nations promotes the same through the adoption of citizen-centric practice. Estonia protects the environment through the adoption of paperless document management, and Waseda University protects the same through the adoption of cloud computing and data center virtualization. We also studied digital government research conducted between 1992 and 2014, seen through the record of publications in Government Information Quarterly, as the most prominent scientific journal in the area. This study provided evidence in support of the digital government evolution that you can see on the slide here. The GIQ publication trends show that the fastest growing digital government research concerns the engagement stage, followed by the specialization and transformation stages, and the slowest growth is observed in the digitization stage. But how to explain why the digital government evolution is taking place? The evolution can be explained by the presence of external or internal pressures on governments, governments responding to such pressures using digital technology available at the time and engaging in digital government innovations, and over time such innovations becoming part of the regular government practice, leading to the institutionalization of digital government. At the last stage, digital government simply becomes government. The word digital disappears. For example, government may be under pressure to improve internal efficiency, digitization stage, and may respond to such pressure through sharing of information and services by different government agencies, which is a type of digital government innovation enabled by digital technologies like, for instance, the World Wide Web or cloud computing. In turn, such innovations are being institutionalized through transforming government into whole of government, which becomes part of regular government practice. Open government is another possible outcome of the digital government evolution. When governments are under pressure to increase information access, reach out to citizens, and facilitate citizen oversight of their operations, they may respond by engaging in citizen consultation and ideation, crowdsourcing and co-delivery, and participatory budgeting, and other digital government innovations using, for example, the World Wide Web, social networks, and big data. When institutionalized over time, these innovations enable freedom of information, citizen sourcing, and open government, and as particular forms of institutionalized digital government. Here are some references related to this presentation. Thank you for your attention and good luck with your study of this important and exciting domain.